Welcome, everyone, to another segment of Speak Your Piece. My name is Memory Pines, and this program is being powered by Above and Beyond Treatment Facility located at 2942 West Lake Street. Above and Beyond is one of those places that's a rare gem that you cannot find. It actually helps the person who's struggling in some form of addiction, and they also help their families. And they go on the premise of harm reduction. And now you hear harm reduction this, harm reduction that. But the true thing is, a lot of times when you go to some of these facilities and they say they harm reduction, people, they didn't probably stayed at home and kicked addiction or whatever and get through the drug part, but then they try to get into a treatment. The treatment facility won't let them in because they don't have any drugs in their system. So it's a catch-22. So they got to be on some type of pharmaceutical or something to get in treatment. Then if they use, they get kicked out. Above and Beyond meets people where they are. And meeting people where they are and providing them with the resources that they need is a special thing, because people come in and they don't have IDs, Social Security cards. They don't have a lot of things to help them get themselves back on their feet. And that's what Above and Beyond does. And they link with a lot of different organizations so that they can have those resources to send them to, because they have so many resources if they're in the facility, but then they need to send people on the south side, north side, in the suburbs. So they make linkage agreements with people to help them get the services they need and to sustain them on their own. Today is a special day for me. I invited a real close friend, a person that I know who's been in the battle of helping people get back in their lives back into the way they want them, or even starting people anew. This sister has always been steadfast about her organization, and I wanted her to introduce herself. So can you introduce yourself as a guest here?
Yes, first of all, thank you, Memory, for having me. It is such an honor to be here with you today. My name is Tanya Lee, and I am the Executive Director for Bridging the Gap Communal Living. And what Bridging the Gap Communal Living is, we specialize in transitional housing, but also we specialize in support services. We help individuals and family bridge the gap and what that gap means to them. Self-sufficiency is different for everybody.
Yes.
So we reach people where they are. We connect them to various services that they need to help them to reach self-sufficiency. So that's what we're all about.
And the reason why I wanted her to come on this show, because I've been knowing her for, 20 plus years now. And she has had Bridging the Gap, and I have seen her put the work in. She has never wavered from where she was, what she's doing to help people. And helping people is something that it's not an easy task. As she said, you got to help people where they are. And one thing I like about how she has done her organization is that she helped young people. And I have seen her help them become caterers, young men and young ladies, and have and be chefs. And the product was superb that every time out. So I want you to talk about helping the young.
Oh yeah. That's our future, and we have to invest in that human capital. And I call it human capital. They are so bright and they are so excited, but we got to keep their culture with them, and that's really reaching them where they are. So the one particular program that I have for them is Decor and Catering. That is a real good market. It is booming today. Everybody is having parties. Everybody is having events. And you can make a good lifestyle working for somebody or becoming an entrepreneur. And here at Bridging the Gap, what we do is we give them the on-job training. We teach them hospitality. But not only teaching them hospitality, we get them trained in catering and getting their sanitation sanitation license that they need. They can choose to be an entrepreneur, or they can work for somebody else, and they are more marketable when they come in with their sanitation license. And so we help them with that, and we just help them with a lot of soft skill sets, and letting them know when you work around food, you have to be excited. I don't want to order food from anybody that's all mean and ugly, that sort of thing like that. So hospitality is a very key component.
And you're absolutely right, because one time I went to a restaurant and I asked the gentleman who was preparing the food, who was taking the order, I said, "How does this taste?" He said, "I don't know. I don't eat none of it." And he said it like he was so disgusted with the food itself. And I was like, well, no, if you're not eating it, I don't want it. So yeah, being aware of who's preparing your food is important. But I have witnessed the young lady and men who have come through your program, and they are special. The products and the friendliness and the professionalism that they have displayed is something to see. And that's why I'm going to make sure I get a linkage with Above and Beyond with you, because as I was saying that it's not a one tent. I get everything up under my tent and it fits. No, you got to link out and grab other people and say, what do you offer? This is what we offer. And we on this side of town and you on that side of town. So that's when the individual have that support system, and that is so important. But we never told us, how can we contact you?
Well, you can contact me at 312-498-2006, but we are located on the south side, Chicago, and that is at 6956 South Wentworth Avenue. And we also have 6958 South Wentworth Avenue, and that's where all of the service began, the training, everything begins. That is the social enterprise for Bridging the Gap Communal Living. So all proceeds, like when people rent our space, that sort of thing like that, all proceeds go to our programming, helping us to be able to do the outreach that's necessary to engage the young people, individuals, and families.
And another thing I have seen and witnessed that you have done with Bridging the Gap, because that time of year is coming back around, school supplies for kids. I see you have given out thousands of book bags and school supplies to children, and coats and different things. And I have watched your footwork throughout the years, and you have never wavered from that particular mission. And that is like an anointment for people, and I believe in God. I'm not religious, but when somebody is walking in what they supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I appreciate that. And one of my first rules to myself is do it with love. Always do things with love and not wanting something in return. Mm-hmm. And really my return is just people doing well, because that is considered as a whole village. I don't want to be the only one that's doing well. I want everybody around me, connected to me, and whoever they connected with, to be doing well. And that's what we do there at Bridging the Gap.
So if I'm an individual, I'm a young lady, say I'm 16, 17 years old, how do I connect to you? Say I'm coming from a broken home, maybe one of my my father may be on drugs. How do I connect to you?
Well, basically, the first step is you calling, or you walk in. Our office is very inviting. I never wanted to have an office where it looks so social worky. I wanted to be warm, welcome, like they having a consulting appointment, kind of, sort of. They connect. They could just come, or they can call. And when they call, they will get assigned a community navigator. And I don't call my case managers, I call them community navigators, because they help individuals and families connect to resources. Sometimes people have a hard time. You may give them a sheet of paper, a referral sheet, and expect them to go, but they probably don't even know how to use the bus. They don't know how to do that. So with a community navigator connects them, and they follow up with them, and they track them. So say, for instance, they didn't go to the resource. The community navigator calls the resource to make sure that they know that they're coming, that sort of thing like that. But we also, if their appointment is tomorrow, Friday, we call in a check-in. We check the resource, see that they come in. And if they didn't come in, we follow back up with that family. What was the barrier? How can we remove that barrier?
Now that's something.
Because anything can happen. They could be illiterate. They really don't know what it is. So the community navigator does a mini assessment. Mm-hmm. They do a service plan. The individual or family is included in the service plan. We ask them what they want. That is part of engagement. They might say, oh, we just need a food referral. But then when you sit down with them and you start engaging them with kindness and respect, then they started opening up. Say, hey, you know what? I'm facing domestic violence and really my kids don't have nowhere to go or whatever. Then they start pouring out, and then we start engaging them more,
Right, because women, when they come into recovery, they have baggage. And the baggage is they might have children that they have abandoned in some sorts. They need counseling. They need somewhere for their children to go. They can't stay in long-term treatment because they the mother, and they have to see about these children, because if they don't, the children is lost to the street. So it's a very touchy situation, and for someone to be there to help them to make those adjustments is important. And especially, I'm seeing a lot of teenagers going through a lot of different things as well. So the programming, what do you offer the teenagers?
Well, we have several programs here at Bridging the Gap. We have the Mama Says program revised. Mm-hmm. That is a program that I really pour my heart into, that program, because a program like that, coming up in Chicago Housing Authority, I was in a program like that engaged me and helped me with my shift. So I took that program and I revised it for the young people, the young women today, and what are some of the barriers that they're facing. Mm-hmm. Then we also have a program called Toro, and that's Teach One, Reach One. Oh, that is a chess-based program that teaches them mentorship through chess. It helps them to think. It helps them with conflict resolution. It teaches them manly things, how to tie a tie, how to dress for success, that sort of thing like that. And they do various outings, and I'm real proud about that. And then we have our Decor program. Kids or youth that are more looking into entrepreneurship, that sort of thing like that. We teach them the decor and the catering. And what else we have? We just do a lot. We teach them outreach, how to do outreach. Outreach, you can get your job. A lot of different social agencies, if you really know how to engage people and really reaching people where they are, that is a skill set. That is a skill set.
And I have watched you, with the politicians, you will not turn around. They will not shoot you away. You're not going.
No, because it's all about engagement, being professional, and follow up. Mm-hmm. I hold people to the fire. Okay. I'll follow up in a very nice way,
Okay, so we talked about the teenagers. Well, let's talk about some of the moms. Mm-hmm. How can you help a mother just coming from treatment, just getting back on her feet? She maybe just getting her first apartment. Where do we go from there?
Well, basically, it's the same process. They assign a community navigator. With the community navigator, it's like assessing what they need. We got to understand what they need so we can put the appropriate plan with their help to help them with their barriers. So it's the same thing. And just want to go back to the Mama Says program. The Mama Says program is dealing with young women with children. We think that reaching young mothers early, as well as the children, and that deters violence, because you are teaching them skill sets, you teaching them how to de-elevate, and you changing their environment. And when I say changing their environment, I'm not talking about a certain place. I'm talking about the mental stability. Changing their mindset. When you help a person change their mindset, you have opened the world for them, because they see things differently, and they see it at a different perspective.
Right, because they definitely say you cannot craft a new idea on a closed mind. And if you're living in the same thing and you feel like this is where you at, that's where you at. If you say, okay, I'm willing to take the chance and venture out, open up my mind, then you go places. It's a big world out there. Chicago's just a dot on the map.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
A dot on the map. And I'm excited to be a part of the shift for individuals and families. And I always say individuals and families, because we're not turning nobody away. You can help in a family, but it's a lot of different components to the family. It's the mom and daddy. It's the children. It's the youth. It's the grandparent.
Right.
When you address all of those pillars inside the family, you shift change. And that's very important.
Because nowadays, grandparents are the parents, because they done had to step back into those roles and take care of those children who families have decided that, they want to go in the street or whatever the problem may be. A lot of grandparents have stepped into those positions, and helping them is a great factor,
And they have so much wisdom. They have so much history. They have a lot of skill set that needs to be transferred to the new generation. And, that's bridging the gap. And I love our name, Bridging the Gap, because you bridging the gap on all of that. And we need that. We need that full village. And when I say the full village, that is the family unit. That is the support services. That's the various agencies. And I love what you said earlier when you said collaboration, linkage.
Right.
One agency cannot do things alone.
No.
So you have to link. You have to partner to help the whole family.
Right, and that's one reason that I really have brought into the fabric of Above and Beyond, because I watched them link with this person, and they linkages across different bands, because like you said, this person might need this, another person may need to go to college, another one might be grabbing a GED, another one might be going to trucking school, and they help them from the time they walk in their door. And you watch people transform. They have a graduation, right? And the graduation, people are getting their first diplomas. Their families are coming because they have noticed the change in them. And they don't just, okay, you graduated and you're out the door. That's not how they work. You graduated, now you're an alumni. Now we need to see what you're going to do with this. And so they have, a lot of times you come in there that alumni is really working the place now, and they are vested in what they're doing. And the younger groups are coming in because they see the program and what this small place has to offer to so many on the west side of Chicago. And anytime I'm impressed with it, it's gotta be something. Gotta be something.
Yeah, I love that. I love that from the beginning to the end, starting with the family. And that's why we have the tracking component, because a person could be in a program and you think that they have all what they need, but you got to check on your people. You got to still check in. So we do, after they get their services and as they start moving towards self-sufficiency, we do a tracking period. We do a 60, a 90, 120. How's everything going? Has any variance taken place? Could we help you with anything? And that's what we're about, because you have to check on your people.
Because they dealing with different aspects of moving on in their lives. So now they left treatment. Now they looking for jobs. They getting more self-sufficient, but they also in that area where they need to be checking in and not babysit it, but where you at with this? have you done this? You know, and I understand that. But let me ask you something, because you always got something going on. What's your next event or your next venture?
Well, my next venture. Wow, but my next event, actually. Well, I'm gonna say it here. We are looking to be a sponsor for the Legacy of the 39ers, their kids club this year. So me and my board just talked about that, and we chose the Legacy of the 39ers. I haven't did an announcement yet. I was gonna call.
You just did it. Y'all heard
I just did it. You know, so we're gonna host that, the Kids Corner, because we love the kids, and that's gonna be with the book bags and that sort of thing like that, giving them various activities. So we're gonna be doing that, and also August the 25th. That's a Sunday. And keep in mind, the kids go back to school August the 26th. We are having a community Hawaiian event. It's going to be just a whole event for the family, Hawaiian style. We're going to have some guest speakers. We're going to have entertainment. And it's going to be a fantastic thing. So you're going to be seeing something soon about that. You're going to see a flyer as well as eBright, just to do a quick registration. And if you can't do it on eBright, if you have technical difficulties, you could do it when you come. But a flyer will be generating soon. What else we got going? Well, we do have some land at 6340 South Normal, and we are going to be breaking ground for that location. We're going to be building transitional housing from the ground up.
All right.
And I am so excited about this opportunity to come about, and we're just going to keep doing our thing. We're going to keep on connecting people. We're going to keep on serving the family and helping families come to some real results that's lasting.
Yes. Once again, we have come to that part of the show where I need to just thank Miss Tanya Lee for coming out and supporting us here at Above and Beyond and on Speak Your Piece. Speak Your Piece is a show that I hope generates and reach people's hearts, where they can say, I'm there. I can know where I can get some help from. I can talk with these people, and I can go there and start on a path of living my life. It's not just recovery, it's living and enjoying life without the use of drugs, without the use of any type of thing. It could be gambling. It could be anything. Get yourself some help. I want to thank Dan Halster. I want to thank Phil Warner, and I want to thank the people at Above and Beyond who has made this possible. Brian Cressy, he's seen a vision for the west side of Chicago, and that man took some chances. We're talking about a millionaire, a billionaire, and he took a chance, and the return of saving people's lives. It's something special. I kind of look at this like it's a special thing. So, and the same path, I have watched Tanya Lee as well, and she has never wavered from bridging the gap. Not one time. I have not seen that.
I stand down
and
for
I
it.
thank you. So, if you any last thoughts?
Yeah, I did want to say this. January the 15th, 2025 will be our 20th year. Bridging the Gap been in existence for 20 years, and that's a big thing. And we're going to have our second gala. It's going to be March the 1st. It's going to be at the Harold Washington Culture Center on 47th and King Drive. We have secured that venue, and I am so excited so you guys can see some of the plans, some of the things that we have for our new transitional housing that's going to be built from the ground. We're going to have physical plans there and just really show the vision and the mission, and anybody that want to get aboard, and we need volunteers. And so that's what we are.
We will be announcing it, here at Speak Your Piece. And with that, I want everybody to have a wonderful night and enjoy yourself. And remember, the life that you save may very well be your own. Have a good night, everyone. I have enjoyed this segment. Thank you.
Thank you.